So it's now the next day and I'm ready to work more on the doll. If you remember from yesterday, I finished working on the ears and the back plate, and today I'm going to do a little bit more work. I'm going to maybe add some earrings and then start the process of either the body or the wig. I'm leaning more towards doing the wig. Even though it is probably the longest process, I just feel like I really want to make a head start on doing the hair. It's so fun, especially when I'm dyeing the colours, and because of the design is so creative and fun, I just can't wait to get into it. I'm thinking that I might end up doing a bit towards the wig today and showing you the process of how I do that. So it is quite a long and laborious process, so we'll just take it easy today. I'm in no rush. I've got my cup of tea as usual, and yeah, let's get into it. Oh, before we start actually, I did want to show, so I know I mentioned that I recently received a Cricut machine for Christmas, and I made 2 designs already that I showed you. And actually last night I designed 2 more stickers, and today I was finally able to print those and cut those with the Cricut machine. So I'm so excited to be adding those to my Etsy shop as well. So these are the latest designs that I've created. As you can see, they're really fun and shiny, and these are illustrated versions of my previous custom dolls. This is my mermaid girl that I made as a commission. One is Cinnamon. These 2 stickers represent those dolls and they're just so cute. I love the way they've turned out. So these will be available today in my Etsy shop. In fact, why not do it now? I'm actually going to put them in my Etsy shop now, so if you bear with me, I'm just going to make the listings, do some product photos, and then we'll get back into the video. Okay, so without further ado, let's go back into the video and create my doll. I'm going to maybe start making the wig cap so we can start making the wig. Now that is, like I said, a very long process, so let's get into it and see how far we get tonight. No rush, as I said, let's see how we go. So before we start making the wig, I wanted to talk about what it actually is that I use to make the wig. So this here, this lovely big pile, is alpaca fibre. So the wool from the alpaca is completely ethically sourced. So the alpacas, I don't know if you've ever seen a alpaca, particularly a Surrey alpaca, they are very hairy. So I'll just show a picture here. As you can see, they're very hairy. Their hair grows very long and very fast. So I'm not sure how often, but every so often they have to be sheared like you would a sheep. The people on the farm, the people that own the alpacas, they often use the fibre for various different crafts. So they'll make baby blankets, they'll make slippers, they'll make cuddly toys. They reuse the fibre for so many different purposes, and because it's so soft and it's so dense and you get a lot of it, it's really good for making doll wigs. So what I have here is raw unprocessed fibre. So this is directly came from the animal itself, so it's kind of dirty. Sometimes you can find bits of hay and bits of muck inside the hair, so it obviously needs a good wash. So this is some of the locks that I've managed to get out of the bag that I received. So this is the bag that I received, and what I do to start off with is usually I will just go through the bag and pull apart different strands and try and find long pieces of fibre that I can use in my wig. I would say this amount of fibre won't even scratch the surface for this doll's head. The reason being is because when you're processing the fibre, you actually do lose a lot of fur. So a lot of this will shrink down and I'll just be left with a lot finer strands. So I need probably double the amount, maybe more. So what I need to do is rummage through this bag and see if I can find any more locks that can be used. So here I make sure that I wear a basic dust mask, just because when pulling apart the fibres you do get a lot of dust and debris in the air. I know it sounds kind of gross, but I do actually quite like the smell of the alpaca fibre. I wouldn't recommend really having a sniff of the fibre though, just because the fibre does get everywhere and it will end up in your nose, it will end up in your cup of tea, and we really don't want that. So I've kind of doubled in size the amount of fibre that I had, so that's a good start. The next step now is to brush out each and every strand. I think before that I want to start making the wig cap, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the wig cap for her head. So here I'm just swapping out the face for another doll, just so I don't get any residue or glue on the doll itself. So the first thing to do is to wrap the head in a cling film, make sure that it's tight on the head, and then I'm wrapping the face with a thin fabric such as this material from a pair of tights. I'm using a tacky glue and just pasting that all over the head, making sure to fill in any gaps and cover the whole of the head. I do quite a generous layer just to make sure that everywhere is covered. Now I'm setting up, ready to watch some vlogs and brush the alpaca fibre. This part is an extremely long process, so normally I just find something to watch and get comfortable because I know that I'm going to be here for quite a while.
Still on their way that I had to outsource because they have like a textured background, and I'll show you guys those when they...
So while I'm brushing away, I'd like to ask you guys a question. Are you here as an artist yourself, or are you a collector of dolls, or are you just interested in customizing and creating art dolls? I'm really curious to see who my subscribers are. I don't have many so far, I'm still working on growing my little channel. It's quite hard to grow an audience, especially because YouTube is already oversaturated with so many talented artists. I'd like to try and bring something different and unique to the channel. So I've just spent about an hour and a half just brushing through those alpaca locks. It didn't seem that long because I was able to watch 2 whole vlogs in that time, but my hands are starting to hurt now, so I'm just so ready to call it a day. I actually managed to brush through quite a lot of the fibre, so I'm quite happy with how much I got done, but there's still probably a quarter of it left, so all of this still needs to be brushed through, which I will continue tomorrow. So today I'm happy because I received some mail. So this is the eye chips that I ordered for our doll. So let's get to opening that and see what we have. So we've got these lovely glittery pink clear eye chips. So these haven't got a pupil, they're just glittery pink. Blue with like a little reddish brown stripe at the bottom as well. They're really cute. These ones I've had before, which I really love. This colour is so pretty. So these are a lovely like olive green eye chip, and they've got kind of like a brownish fleck as well. So they're nice. Did I order? Yeah, so these are blue with orange centre, so like a nice warm orange centre. These are really nice. Darker blue, but it's hard to tell from the video, but they've got little specks of white inside as well, which are really cute. Almost glittery. I don't think they are glittery, but they look a little bit shiny. So these are really cute as well. So I think what we're going to do today is I'm going to put in the eye chips, glue those in, maybe have a look what eyelashes I've got in stock as well. And then after that, I'm going to get back to my lovely alpaca fibre, which I have behind me on the desk. So yesterday I got through a good majority of it. I probably spent maybe an hour and a half, and I brushed as much of it as I could, but there's still plenty more to have a go at brushing. So I think after I've done the eyes, I'm going to go back and brush the rest of the alpaca hair. To secure the eye chips in place, I'm simply using a hot glue gun, and this makes sure that the eye chips stay in place and won't fall out. So now that I've put the eyes in, I'm really happy with how they look. I think they look really, really cute. I'm just going to go ahead and just clean up the eye mechanism, just wipe it over, get any dust off. Then I'm going to go outside and I'm going to spray the eyelids. I'm going to do the back plate as well, spray the back plate with some spray sealant. So lots of little things I can be doing today. So I'm going to go ahead now and just spray the pieces that I just mentioned. So I've just came in from spraying the faceplate, backplate and eyelids. So I did a matte spray on the backplate and faceplate, and then I used a gloss spray on the eyelids. So they're really cute and I really like how it kept its gold sheen as well. Now I'm going to go through my stash and see if I can find some nice eyelashes for her, and then we can put the eyes together and that'll be that part finished. I have so many pairs of false eyelashes that I've brought specifically for doll making. I don't really use them myself, so when I see them in the shops I'm always looking for interesting eyelashes in different colours and styles that I can use for my dolls. I use PVA glue to secure the eyelashes in place, and I've never had any problems with them falling out. Let's move on to making some earrings now. When making the earrings for my dolls, I usually have a large collection of studs and gems. I usually find these when I'm in charity shops or on a car boot sale. I do find myself to be a little bit of a magpie. I like to collect anything shiny and interesting because you never know when it's going to come in handy next. So now that I've finished with the earrings and decorating the ears, I am going to move on to finally getting through the rest of the alpaca. I can't believe we're already on episode 4 of the Doll Artist Diaries. I feel like the time has gone so fast, and although it's been a long and slow process, it also has gone really fast, and seeing the doll come together now is really bittersweet. It's also a very exciting moment because I'm so looking forward to getting her finished and seeing the final results. I'd really love to know what your favourite part of the Doll Artist Diaries has been so far. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'd really love to hear your feedback. Hello again. That's better. So today I'm going to work a little bit more on the wig. I'm going to continue working on the wig cap and adding more glue to that. and letting that dry, and then we can start to dye the alpaca fibre. So that is going to be a messy progress, but I can't wait to get started. I've got an idea for how I'm going to do it, so I just need to get my hair dye together and get ready to dye the hair. So here I'm just separating the alpaca into smaller bunches. This just makes it easier for when I do come to colour the hair. For colouring the alpaca, I'm just using a human hair dye that is quite a strong red colour. As you can see, as I'm working, it does slowly develop into a deep shade of red. After that, I'm brushing and straightening every piece. I usually do use a hairdryer for this, but it actually broke on me during the beginning of filming this, so I had to improvise and use my hair straighteners to gently dry the hair. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. There's no damage at all and the hair is just as soft as ever. So today is all about starting to make the wig. I have this beautiful hair that I hand brushed, dyed and straightened. As you can see, it's quite a mixture of different shades of red, which I really like actually. To be honest, I think there's not enough and I think I'm going to have at least double again. It looks like a lot of hair, but for a head the size of a Blythe doll, it's probably not going to stretch that far, so we'll see how far we get anyway. I know the process, I can just go ahead and make some more, that's no problem. But yeah, let's get started and see how we get today with the wig. I just can't wait to see how she's going to look with hair. This is the most exciting part and she really is starting to come to life now. So here I start by separating the locks into smaller pieces. I then create wefts from this. With each weft I apply glue and attach them to this wooden board. I go around the edge and fill the board with hair. I'm using a PVA glue for this and it dries within a couple of hours. I make sure to grab a cup of tea in between to keep me refreshed and dip some biscuits. When the wefts have completely dried, I can then peel them off the board and cut down any excess glue. So I've just finished making about half of the hair into wefts. So I'm just going to go off camera and finish the rest of the hair and come back when I've got a lovely little pile of these wefts and then we can start making the wig. So I've just made myself a lovely honey, lemon and cinnamon tea. And so now I am ready to start work on the wig. I made this little contraption from an old glass just to hold the doll's head in place, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut around the edge and just remove the excess fabric. Now I'm ready to finally start making the wig. I always start at the back and work my way around. This time I can tell already that I just don't have enough fibre, but I'm going to use what I can today and then hopefully I can start to make some more wefts another day. As you can see, I was totally right, there's not enough fibre to cover the whole head and she has a lovely bold patch in the middle. That's no problem though, because I can come back tomorrow and make more wefts. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave it there on a cliffhanger. I really hope you will stay tuned and stick around for episode 5 that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Thank you as always for following along and supporting my little channel. Please feel free to leave a comment if you like this video or subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye bye.